Hello, English 1101. This is Professor Green. This will be a very brief overview of our D2L page. We will look at layout and navigation, where things are, and I'll do another video. This video will cover the D2L page, how to navigate it. I'll show you a little bit of the textbook. Then I'll do another video of the syllabus, weekly schedule, and key due dates. So starting here, this is your welcome screen, your home screen. There are two really key components to my D2L page, these tabs up here. So course home, content, discussion, all of these are tabs, assignments, quizzes, so forth. And then you have three kind of column layout sections, so 1, 2, 3. On the home page, you'll see the calendar. The calendar will have any due dates that are due within the next 7 days. It will only show assignments due in the next 7 days, so keep that in mind. And then the middle is the little mini content browser, which is also located here. The full browser, full content can be located here. We'll get to that in a minute. And you have your textbook here, OpenStax textbook. If you click on this link, it goes to the textbook. I'll show you a little bit about that later. And then this is a Writing Center and resource box. So any resource, any links that I want you to look at. A lot of these are KSU Writing Center handouts. So I encourage you to go to the Writing Center, but these are handouts that the Writing Center has created. And then the third part of this is the announcements, So this announcements box has all of the latest announcements. You can see I did a welcome announcement. Then there's a reminder about 70 is the passing score for this course. That is not my rule. That is the KSU academic policy that is for English 1101 and 1102 and some other core or gen ed classes. So you don't want to aim for 70. You want to earn an A, obviously, but the passing score is a 70. Anything below a 70 for your semester grade is considered failing the course, and you will not earn credit for the course, and you'll have to retake 1101 in a future semester. So that's the basic, just at a glance, navigation or layout. Very simple. I have a very simple D2L page. It'll continue to look like this. The content, little mini content browser will expand as I add weeks. So it's important to know that I only upload content week at a time. So you're not going to see 8 weeks of content. You're going to see it week by week. So next Tuesday, when I upload week 2, you'll see week 1 and week 2. The content weeks are numbered, are labeled with the correct dates. So in this content browser, you'll see that. We'll get to that in a minute, but content's really simple. It starts with start here. So that's a welcome greeting. Just you can read that later about the nature of this class, the way that that is designed, being 100% online course, and some other reminders and next steps. So read that when you get a chance. Also under start here, you have a little bit of an overview about being respectful in this course. We will have discussion posts, so keep that in mind. Everybody will see your post, so you want to be considerate and professional. This is also good for emailing your professor as well. Also under start here is an about your instructor. You can read this later, but just a brief overview of my background before teaching and where I'm from and all sorts of stuff. Kind of music I like, a book I'm currently reading, so check that out later. Then we're still under content, okay? Under content, you're going to see the list of sections on here. We're in the syllabus and weekly schedule section. I will do a separate video going over the syllabus, but just know you can find it here under content. Okay, the syllabus part basically is just course policies, grading breakdown, categories, and things like that. I'll do another video of that, but we're still in content, syllabus, and weekly schedule. So the next item is weekly schedule. This is a week-by-week look at the complete semester from week 1 to week 8. Okay, so pay attention to that and read this when you get a chance. But I just give you it's a general overview of each week, what the goals are and what the content or the focus will be as far as learning, and then any due dates are in here. Like all of the major due dates are on here. So when a rough draft or final draft is due, that's on here. That leads me though to another document. I created this though to make it a little simpler about major due dates. So these are key dates, basically rough drafts and final drafts. And keep that in mind as you go through and plan your calendar out. So it's a very quick semester, but this has all the major due dates and rough drafts. The rough draft is optional, but is strongly encouraged. So that's the syllabus and weekly schedule. The next part of the content section is are the guidelines and rubric documents. So I have the personal narrative guidelines here. The dates will change on this, and a couple other things will change. I have to edit this a bit for the summer. However, it'll mostly be the same, but the due dates will change. But I just wanted to show you where those are. So anytime you want to look at guidelines or rubrics, you will go to content here. I'll just do it really quick, and then you go to guidelines and rubrics, and that's where we are. The next, you'll have a rubric for each assignment. So it's a one-page rubric, very simple. And I'll tweak this a little bit, but it'll look like this. So that's your rubric. Your rubrics are going to be based on a standard for an A, and they are separated into 3 distinct sections with point values. Okay, these are the maximum point values for each of the 3 sections of the rubric. Okay, and then I've got a YouTube video of the guidelines and rubric, so you can look at that later. And then the last thing under content, you'll see the weeks. Right now it just says week 1 because although I built the course out, the way I teach is you only look at 1 week at a time. I know I have observed students sometimes go to the wrong week, and it's very easy to do that. So I just go week at a time, but you'll always be able to see the previous week. So next week you'll see week 2, and then the week after that you'll see week 3. Week 1 and week 2 will continue to be on there. So all the weeks will stay. It's just that I release those 1 week at a time. So next Tuesday, week 2 will be released, and it'll be under week 1. And you just click on these links to look at the learning modules for each week. What I do every week is have a checklist. I'll click on this, just a really brief overview of this, and you will see just a simple checklist of what you need to do. So for this week, go to the content folder, review the syllabus and weekly schedule. Be sure to look at AI policy. It's very strict but clear policy. I'll go over that later in the syllabus video. You want to then look at Module A, Week 1 Module A, then Week 1 Module B, and then complete the lesson that's titled Steps of the Writing Process. And then you need to submit your discussion post. Writing Self-Assessment is the title of that. It's due next Monday at 11:59 p.m. Everything is due Monday at 11:59 p.m., so be sure to remember that. I will mention that when I review the syllabus and post that video. But all assignments are due 11:59 p.m. on Monday, whether it's a major assignment or an engagement assignment. It's not a major assignment. All due Monday 11:59. So the next part of the next part of your D2L page, going left to right on the tabs, is a discussion tab. Discussions are where you'll do your discussion post. This week you have a writing self-assessment. It's due Monday at 11:59 p.m., June the 2nd. To get started, you just click on it, and then you click on Start a New Thread. It's that simple. You'll put your name, usually is what you want to put there, is fine. Just enter your name, and then maybe if you want to, you can do something like that. That's up to you, but definitely put your name, and then type your response here. And then you click Post. You will not need to upload any attachments. Okay, all of my discussion posts are just text, so no need to worry about uploading an attachment. And actually, please do not, because the way I grade it is through the text box here. So just type your stuff in there, or you can type it in a Word document and then copy and paste it in here. The next step is the next tab. Contains assignments. You're only going to see the narrative assignments right now. So there's a rough draft, and then there's a Dropbox for the final draft, and then there's a task we have where you pick 2 images for your personal narrative. So that is that. The next one is quizzes. I will probably not use this tab. Sometimes I have a quiz. It might be one at the most, but likely we're not using that, but I sometimes use it. So just know that if we have any quizzes, they'll be there. And then you have your class list, and your grades tab is here. Your grades tab doesn't have anything yet because we haven't had any grades due, so you'll see that populate over time, but you click on grades to see that, okay? So again, the grades will be a list of all the grades you've earned, and you don't see it now because there hasn't been no grades posted yet. However, I'll post every week. You'll see grades populate. You will see at the top left, you'll see your cumulative or real-time grade with all the points you've earned, all your current grade with all the assignments you submitted. That'll be at the top left. Again, it doesn't show that, but it'll say cumulative grade at the top left, and that'll be your overall grade for the semester at that point in the semester. And that completes the overview of the D2L navigation. Let me know if you have any questions.